It's a big, green, cushy, four-door 1965 Ford family sedan. And it's on Muscle Car of the Week. I wonder why. This week's Muscle Car of the Week is really something special, but kind of in a different way. I mean, this is a super bad, really fast muscle car that allows you to bring all of your friends with you when you want to go cruising. It's a 1965 Ford Galaxie 500, and it's got the factory R code 427 dual quad V8 under the hood. And it's a hardtop, but it's a four-door. Ready to race. My only guess is that somebody special ordered this car because, you know, traditionally you'd think you'd want a smaller, lighter car to go fast in. Who knows? Maybe somebody had to do both. They wanted to go street racing, plus they had a big family to take with them. I don't know. What I do know is that Ford made over 420,000 65 Galaxies, and there's a Galaxie registry, but there's only one 427 R code four-door in the registry. I don't know if they made any more, but this is the only one that's known. The Galaxie was completely redesigned for 1965, and not only from an exterior appearance, where they now have the double stacked headlights, much like the GTO had. They've got a wider overall stance. And the neat thing with those headlights, these have a Pyrex shatter-resistant glass, high temperature cover over the headlights. And that was an R code thing. They made about 360 1965 Galaxies with the R code 427 under the hood. So if you see one of them with the glass covers, chances are it was an R code car. Other elements of that 1965 redesign include an all-new rear suspension design. They left the leaf springs that they used to use and went to a three-link with lower and upper control arms and coil springs instead of the leaves. And that proved to be very, very popular. In fact, that was kind of the platform of choice for NASCAR for many, many years. You look at the condition on this car, it's absolutely immaculate. This one was treated to a full rotisserie frame-off restoration and restored not only to its correct and original combination, but it's kind of been over-restored because it's a lot nicer than it was when it was new. But I really like the twilight turquoise color. The original trim was polished and recoated as needed. The interior is like sitting in a brand new car because a lot of it is new. The black vinyl seats have been reupholstered, and that's quite an upholstery job considering you've got a full-length bench seat in front and then another one in the back. So that was a big job to restore the interior of this car. The steering wheel's been redone, the radio's been fixed, but all the bright work on the dashboard looks like brand new. I mean, the whole car looks crisp and clean, like it just rolled off the showroom floor. It's very, very cool. This interior is really quite comfortable. It's got a nice cushy bench seat, an AM/FM radio. It's got a heater. It doesn't have air conditioning, but then your typical controls. But there's no gauges in this thing at all outside of the speedometer and a fuel gauge. So it's got some idiot lights. Nothing to let you think that there's a fire-breathing 427 R code dual quad engine under the hood. But it does have a 4-speed stick sticking up. So maybe that's a little bit of an indicator. But you could drive this thing around and nobody would ever know. The driveline consists of that 425 horsepower R code 427 side oiler V8. It's a solid lifter cam. It's a high compression motor. It's got dual 4-barrel carburetors, header-like exhaust manifolds, aluminum intake manifold. Just a monster of a motor. This is why this four-door sedan is not a typical four-door sedan, and also why we're featuring it on Muscle Car of the Week. You're looking at a factory-installed 427 cubic inch dual quad R code V8 engine, coupled to a 4-speed manual transmission. This is a factory-installed engine. Ford only did this in one four-door, and you're looking at it. And this thing's pretty cool. It's not only an R code 427, but there's nothing else here. You've got manual brakes, manual steering, no air conditioning, no fluffy stuff. Got an alternator, cooling system, distributor, and a bad motor. 425 horsepower, 480 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, this thing's an animal. It's backed up with a top-loaded 4-speed transmission, and it's cool to see the 4-speed shifter handle come up and around that bench seat. In the back is a 9-inch rear axle with a 355-to-1 rear gear. This car has drum brakes all the way around, but they're the 3-inch wide taxi cab drum brakes. And we were thinking that this might have been maybe like a police car that was never done up in police car colors, but a police interceptor had a 390 and definitely not the 427. So just when you thought the brothers collection was full of nothing but convertibles and two-door hardtop muscle cars, they throw you a curveball like this four-door car that is every bit a muscle car as any of the others. These four-door hardtops are cool. When you roll the windows down, it's kind of like being in a giant two-door. Anyway, we think this is a muscle car. If you don't think so, check out our Facebook page and tell us why. I think anything with an R-Code dual quad V8 qualifies as a muscle car no matter how many doors it has, but you might think differently. You can see more pictures of this car on our website at musclecaroftheweek.com. And we've got our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button to make sure you get the next video emailed right to you from Muscle Car of the Week.